Hi, this is the Business Guy. So what is Putin's motive here? And when is this dang thing going to end? I mean, what does he really want to accomplish? One of the Russian generals really gave us some insight as to what's really going on. I just read this article in CNN, and it said a top Russian general gave some of the most detailed public remarks to date on Russia's military strategy in Ukraine, claiming that Friday the first stage of the Russian military plan is now complete, with the primary focus now centered on eastern Ukraine. Eastern Ukraine, that's where the Donbas region is. Okay, and here's a quote from the general. It says, in general, the main task of the first stage of the operation has been completed. Colonel General Sergei Radusky said, the first deputy of Russia's general staff said on a Friday briefing. He said, quote, the combat potential of the armed forces of Ukraine has been significantly reduced. I think Russia's has too, allowing us, I emphasize again, he's saying, to focus on the main efforts of achieving the main goal, the liberation of Donbas. Now, what's Donbas? Let's go ahead and take a look at the iPad and see what Donbas is. That's the eastern region. We did another video on this, so let's go ahead and go to the iPad here and check it out. So, if we take a look at what Donbas is, it's this eastern region in Ukraine, this area here. So what it consists of is these breakaway states of Luhansk here and Donetsk. See, these are economic regions where certain Russian separatists have really taken over the area. So the key thing is what they're saying is they want to liberate the Donbas region. That's the goal. That's really what they're trying to get at here. And by the way, if you appreciate this information, I'd really appreciate it if you click the like button below so YouTube promotes it. You can also subscribe if you haven't, so that when more videos come out like this, you'll be up to date right away. And he goes on, and I quote, the public and individual experts are wondering what we're doing in the area of the blockaded Ukrainian cities, Radusky said. These actions are carried out with the aim of causing such damage to military infrastructure, equipment, personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine, the results of which allow us not only to tie down their forces, but prevent them from strengthening their grouping in the Donbas, but also will not allow them to do this until the Russian army completely liberates the territories of DPR, talking about the Donetsk region, and LNR, that's the Luhansk region. Okay, so that's what they're getting at. That's what they're trying to do. Radusky was referring to the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, just like I said, separatist territories in eastern Ukraine. On the eve of the invasion, that's when they're recognized. And Russian President Vladimir Putin has stated that the goal of what Russian officials offer to euphemistically as the special military operation in Ukraine is the complete demilitarization of the country. Putin has said the war is going according to plan, but Russian forces have incurred serious losses. In fact, Radusky, the general, said in the same briefing that 1,351 military personnel had been killed in Ukraine and that 3,825 had been wounded. U.S. and NATO and Ukrainian officials estimate the Russian casualty is much, much higher. And everybody's armed. All the guys are armed in Russia, guys and gals that are still there. Pretty much many of them are. So they're shooting at the Russians. A lot of them have been killed, as we all know. Quote, initially, we did not plan to storm them in order to prevent destruction and minimize the losses among the personnel and civilians, Radusky, the general, said. And although we do not exclude such a possibility, however, as individual groupings complete the task set, they are successfully solved. Our forces and means will be concentrated on the main thing, the complete liberation of the Donbas. So there you go. That's their goal. It goes on to say, it is unclear if Radusky's statement implies a shifting goalpost for the Russian military or just represents a change in public messaging. The Russian military has claimed it is not targeting civilians or residential areas despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. So there you go. That's the motive, apparently, to take those two states, those two economic regions. They're already controlled by Russian separatists, people who are loyal to Russia. So it's already really out of the Ukrainian government's control. It's controlled by these separatist groups. But Russia, Putin, wants that part of the country to be part of Russia and not Ukraine anymore, just like when they took Crimea away from Ukraine. So that's what's going on. That seems to be what the real motive of all this is, to decimate the Ukrainian resistance so they can take these regions. So there you go. That's what the motive is, according to this general. Please like, subscribe, share this video. This is the Business Guy.